So retail automotive industry. Now again, it's retail industry because if we look, there is another industry, I presume, automotive, which manufacturing. These companies which we're going to look at, they are not manufacturing anything. Okay, they're just selling. So they're retail company. That's why it's part of the retail industry. And you remember we already looked at a few companies for the last 6 months, and we discussed different retail like businesses in different kind of sub industries, and we discovered that last year wasn't the best for retailers, and automotive industry is not an exception. So that's why we can see that the prices for this particular business, like for share price of the shares, they dropped quite a lot, and you'll see it in a minute how much. So despite it is one industry, there are quite few very different businesses included in it. Okay, now you probably know that there are different businesses which have a business model when they sell new cars. It could be independent dealer, or it could be franchise, or it could be like franchisee, or it could be a network of different companies. And the interesting thing that also they could be divided within. So for example, some brand sell only their brand's car. For example, in Australia, Sydney, you will see dealers which sell only Audis, right? And you cannot buy anything except Audis there, all right? Or you can go and buy only, for example, Toyota. But some companies, they sell new cars, but you can find different brands there. So you can buy Toyota, you can buy Mitsubishi, you can buy something else, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so they diversify. So even though it's exactly the same business, but the type of cars are sold there could be different. Now, another sector is second-hand cars. Again, because some of the new saloons, they don't sell second-hand cars. Sometimes they exchange. You pay them money, give them old car, they give you the new car, and they resell instantly the second-hand car to somebody else to get rid of it. So they don't sell it to the public. They sell it only to wholesale companies. Now, another type of business is second-hand car sale. And I'm sure you met them quite a lot in Sydney and in different countries. So people buy second-hand cars as well. And quite often, they already sell different models. So they're not sticking to one specific model. Because, for example, if it is a combination of new second-hand car, so whoever brought, for example, Mitsubishi, but it's Audi dealership, they tried after that to sell this Mitsubishi car in any way. So that's kind of it works. So they deliver their business based on what cars they get from customers. Now, another industry, like part of this business, is financing and insurance. Quite a lot of companies now, they're trying to provide financing. Some of it's third party, but some companies, they provide in-house financing. So they provide financing. And after that, based on that, they borrow money from the bank. Okay. And similar type of insurance. Some of these businesses, they got insurance like brokerage license, and they start insuring the companies. And that's why when you go and buy the car, it's quite convenient because you don't have to go to the bank and ask for financing. You don't have to find independent insurer. Sometimes you come to one place and you get everything in one place. So it is convenient for clients. Sometimes it's more expensive, but still it is convenient. Now, another type of business is aftermarket parts. So old tires or second hand or upgrade for the cars or some kind of exchange accessories, tools, so cars get broken, right? And we need to fix them. And some people fix themselves or they use a dealership, but still there are businesses which focus only on that area, okay? And the last sector probably is service and repair. And probably you know that every dealer trying to get money by doing this. If you doesn't really matter new or second hand, they always offer you to come back and do some checking and maybe repairing, changing tires, and etc., etc., etc. So quite big part of the business, and a lot of people try to get, like a lot of those businesses, they try to use it as well because it's quite profitable part of the business. Okay, so now if you're looking at these particular sectors in this particular business, in this particular industry, do you think, like for example, if there is an economical recession, okay, and like economy is not doing well, what kind of businesses and how they're going to be affected? Are they going to improve or they're going to deteriorate? What do you think, guys? Deteriorate, right? So Dory is writing. All of them deteriorate or some of them can be improved? Oh, okay. The interesting thing, I looked at some companies and what I've noticed that second hand, like the sales level goes down. New cars and second cars definitely. But the service and repair business moving up. Why? Because people stopped buying new cars, but old cars, they're getting older and you still need to fix them, right? And less you buy new cars, which maybe gets broken every second or third year. Old cars, they get broken quite more often. So you need to fix them. So, and people repair. So this business, it helps companies to go through the recession, if there is one. Okay, and if you look at some companies which are focusing on that area, you will notice that during the bad time, their business wasn't suffering at all. Okay, so quite good part of the business. So when you're choosing the company from this industry, you have to see, you have to understand how much of their business is related to these particular sectors, right? And how much to those sectors, and see their profitability. And we'll see it in a minute. What's the difference? Now, another common thing for these companies is high level of debt. Now, when we analyze the company, we try to find companies with low level of debt. We're looking at 30% max of their capitalization, but some industries in general have high level of debt. One of them, banking industry, remember that level of debt is quite high. Insurance industries and retail automotive industry is not an exception. Okay. Also, if you look at some companies in general, mining industry also high level of debt, and this kind of industry as well. Now, another one is direct correlation with economic situation in the country. We already mentioned that, but definitely if the economy goes down, sales in the business goes down too. Okay, in general. Okay, some part of the business can be improved, but still, and very high level of competition. Okay, you know that how many garages around the place, private garages, small garages, big garages. But not only that, not only between the garages they compete between each other, but also between private sellers. Because now with the technology, it's much easier. So a person can go on Facebook and place the ad to sell their cars. Now Facebook has this feature where you can buy the cars or anything. Or you can go to Gumtree, or you can go to another kind of online site, forum, and try to sell your car. So without any dealer. And of course, for dealers, it's not the favorite part. Okay, so they don't like this situation. Okay, that's kind of about the industry. Do you think, guys, you can add something to that, or any thoughts on this part? Or all clear? If all clear, just put a plus. Okay, perfect.